Namo everyone. So now today we'll be starting with the story Gulliver's Travels. So now this story is written by Jonathan Swift. Jonathan Swift was an Anglo-Irish satirist, author, essayist, political pamphleteer, poet, and Anglican cleric who became Dean of St. Patrick's Cathedral, Dublin. Swift is remembered for works such as A Tale of a Tub, an argument against abolishing Christianity, Gulliver's Travels, and A Modest Proposal. Now, before we start reading the story, when a person tells the story of his life in his own words, it is called a autobiography. Gulliver, a sailor, was once caught in the land of giants. This is how he describes his experience. So this extract has been taken from the popular story of Gulliver's Travels. In total, actually Gulliver went on 4 voyages. This one tells us about the second voyage that he takes. In this sea voyage, he in a land where everyone is gigantic. So here in this story, he is describing his own experience. So whenever the person is writing a story of his life in his own words, that story is known as an autobiography. So now let's start reading the story. On the 16th of June 1730, we discovered land. Our captain sent a dozen men with vessels for water, if any could be found. When we came to land, we saw no river or spring, nor any inhabitants. So Gulliver undertook a number of voyages. Here he is describing his second journey. So with his fellow travelers, he discovers a land on 16th of June 1730. So they follow their captain's order and visit the island to see whether there is any water around there. So they were unable to find any water, nor they could find any inhabitants. Inhabitants means occupants. So that means there were no people also on the land. I went on to explore. The country was barren and rocky. I turned back to join the crew only to see them getting into the boat and rowing for life to get to the ship. So Gulliver went on their island to explore, to see what other things are there. The country was barren, which means there was no vegetation over there. The country had no fertile land and it was rocky. There were rocks all around. So he turned back so that he could join his crew and they can, get on their ship. But when he turned around, he saw that the crew members were already on the boat and they were rowing for their life to get to the ship. They were rowing as fast as they could so that they could go back to the ship. Before I could reach them, I observed a huge creature walking after them in the sea as fast as he could. The water of the ocean reached only till his knees. However, the monster was unable to overtake the speeding boat. I turned back quickly and climbed up a steep hill with fields of barley on either side and the corn rising up to 40 feet. So Gulliver and his friends came across a gigantic beast all of a sudden. So they went onto their boat and started rowing so that they could reach their ship as fast as they could. And they were lucky enough that they managed to escape. The beast was actually quite huge because the water of the ocean was only reaching till his knees. And the monster was also not able to overtake the boat. And so they reached the ship safely. But in that process, Gulliver ended up stranded on the island by himself. So he instantly begins to cross a steep slope with 40 feet. high maize, and barley fields. So now what happens next? Does the beast find Gulliver? We'll be reading about that in the next video, so stay tuned. Thank you so much.